Simply prove why men not dating them. Wait, why men do not date them? Not plus ing. Okay.
I will become that woman that builds the home as I follow you, as you follow Christ. That is the only thing that we will do in our household. And I promise and I vow that in heaven they hear. On earth I declare and decree, I shall be a submissive wife unto you as we continue to do this work of God. Because to us, you know, this is beyond just love. This is about God. This is about kingdom. This is about...
Does it say in the Bible that a woman need to bow for a man? Because I thought the only entity you bow to is God. Clearly in the Quran it says you bow to God and no one else. No man, no statue, no figure. Only God. What's going on in here? What's happening?
Our duty, reflecting to the world what true marriage, what God really intends for marriage to be.
That's not it. Sweetie, read the Bible.
I love you with my all, with all my heart.
So guys, there you go. And this is one of those clips where if you were ever...
Oh, it's this guy. Yeah. There's this other guy who makes the videos and I love his opinion. But I think it's this guy who is, maybe
looking to see modern women be triggered, this is it. This is the clip that'll do it.
Hey, yo, I'm not triggered because she's bowing to him. She can do that. The thing is that what I'm triggered is that she's bringing God's name, that God intended it this way, which is not true. Women should be submissive to men in God's in the Bible, whatever, but that's different than bowing, physically bowing, putting your knees on the ground and literally with your hands like this is what you do in the church for God, right?
I said respect, not worship your husband.
Like kneeling.
This is sickening emoji. But the guy should have knelt too. Because if a woman is going to pour her all into loving you, you should have met her halfway. He could have gotten down with her as a real man. And right on time, there go the shames. He's not a real man because he didn't get down there. But here's something that's so interesting about this whole comment, because there were many who had an issue with the whole getting down and kneeling part of it. How many times has a man gotten down on one knee and you heard any woman ever in your life anytime say she should be getting down on one knee also and meeting him halfway? My point is that they're fine with a man humbling himself to ask for marriage towards...
It's different though, putting one leg. That's not how you pray, right? You never pray with one leg down. That's the position where knights used to put one leg down when they are kneeling to a king for crowning. Even today, this type of thing. But this is different than the position of kneeling for God. Yeah, when they're getting knighted and stuff, like it's a body. It's the thing is that it's a body language, and that's the difference.
With her, but they do not want to humble themselves in return. She will do this if this guy cheats on her. Hypocrites, dressing down the amazing woman. It's your pride that makes you only good as baby mamas, single moms, and single ladies at odd age. If it's a man kneeling, you'd wow him. But the true African queen was showing her deep heart openly so the witnesses can hold her accountable.
I'm sorry, even if I saw the guy kneeling the same way with both of his feet on the ground and with his hand like this to a woman, I'd be like, nah.
Ones that kneel almost every night to complete their house rent are talking. And what really never gets analyzed and taken into account when you see things like this that trigger and infuriate and frustrate modern women so much is the fact that the understanding that maybe perhaps this woman feels comfortable doing something like this because of everything that this man has shown her up until this point that has reassured her of the caliber and quality of man that she is choosing to spend the rest of her life with.
Wait, how do you assume that? Maybe they met yesterday. Maybe religiously they didn't even meet. Maybe their parents made the marriage for them. How about that? Because dating in my religion, at least, is not allowed if we are going to be like really religious. And if we're going to follow the words of God, you know, but I love the comment. God does not want you to skip legs day.
And because many modern women don't even know where to begin when it comes to what they should be looking for in a man, when they see something like this, all they see is how they would never do that for the men they choose.
How much should a man spend on a wedding ring?
Ooh, man, it should be at least 25% of his
It should be my ears blessed, please. What the hell?
salary.
Stop it.
Wait, how much?
All they see is how they would never do that for the men they choose.
How much should a man spend on a wedding ring?
Ooh, man, it should be at least 25% of his salary.
Stop it. Get some help.
I know what kind of ring I want. I couldn't tell you how much it costs, so we'll just have to figure that out when we get to that point.
I mean, wait. 25% of a salary? They didn't say annual salary. They didn't even say weekly salary or daily. Hear me out. Hear me out. There's a glitch in the matrix. It could be, let's say if he earns $1,000 a month, $250 for a ring, that's fine. I don't think that's a problem. That's a normal amount, right? 25% of an hourly wage. Oh my God.
What do you think it costs, though? Give me an estimate.
I'd probably, just because knowing how expensive jewelry is, I'd say at least like 10K.
Who in the blue?
For a ring, you would pay $10,000, sweetie? Okay, then hear me out. How much would your kitchen cost? Your couch cost? Your TV? Your setup? Your, I don't know, anything else around the house? If you expect a ring to cost $10,000, how much do you expect the rest of the house to cost? Because in my opinion, that is way more important than a ring. Like, that should be costing way much more than a ring, because that's the thing that I'm going to use every day, watch every day, and use, literally sit down on a couch, look at a TV and enjoy. I'm not going to stand the whole time looking at my ring and cuddling it like, what the hell, man?
Who hell are you?
So he's gonna spend $10,000 on a wedding ring for you. What does he get in return for that?
I mean,
wife.
if he wants to marry me, he's going to get a wife.
So he has to buy you.
No, he doesn't have to buy me, but the ring that I like, if it's 10K and you want to marry me, like, that's what I want.
He's literally.
Okay, but what is a wife really for you? Just being with him in a relationship that is called marriage? Or are you going to be like, I don't know, the wife that will clean, cook, be great mother, never complain? Like, I think a man would pay $10,000 to get that for the rest of his life. If we can write that down and sign it, but the moment they breach the contract, they give the ring back. How about that? It's a business.
Really spending money to put a material item on your finger to call you his.
He's not buying me. We're already in a relationship. We're just taking it to the next step.
Why get the government involved with a contract on a piece of paper? What changes?
Taxes.
What's it worth him spending 25% on a ring for you?
The wedding ring is your first investment into your marriage.
Something is wrong here.
And say,
Taxes don't cost $10,000. I mean, if you're working for a government institution, your taxes are already paid, right? I don't get it, bro. That's a lot.
like I said, you come on hard times, this and that happens. A wedding ring should be something that if it came to that, you should be able to give that away or invest that into something so that you guys are not on hard times. So if you just spend $100 on that, it's not like it's an investment.
Okay, investments I understand, but you don't invest in gold anymore unless you were like 100 years old and you're like one century living on this earth and 1 century in the past. You now invest in Bitcoin. You now invest in something that can give you something in return. You invest $2 million in Bitcoin, you get 2 billion in return. You know, like something like that. Gold is a waste of money. You invest 10,000 in gold, you invest 10,000 in gold. That's it. There is now doubling that money. So like, what is the smart choice here? What are you talking about? But I know a lot of people, what they do, if they have a lot of money, they usually buy a really expensive watch. And even if they don't use that watch to like walk around or whatever, they evade taxes like that. And also the price of the watch stays the same. Yeah, like a Rolex or whatever. So in a way, it is like a secure thing. So instead of putting the money in the bank, because putting your money in a bank is the worst thing you can do. Every year you lose money and you have to pay them as well to keep your money. So it's just you give them the money so they can borrow it to other institutions and to other people. Don't do it. So basically, like, I understand a bit that concept, but at the same time, not really.
Into your marriage. It's not just I'm spending 10, 20K to have her be my wife.
Rolex can be a deductible from taxes if it is concerning your job. If you're like, for example, an influencer or whatever, and you say that it is job expense, you know, and you prove that it's job expense by like maybe posting pictures about it and talking about it or whatever, it can be. That's why a lot of rappers and whatnot, they buy a lot of jewelry because that's how they evade taxes. At least that's
your marriage.
At least that's what I heard. I don't know.
It's just the first step into that. So
What is that a formula for? Buy a dog, die alone.
So let's get this straight. A man is supposed to spend 25% of his salary. So since the average earning man makes around 50K, roughly speaking, give or take, that means that's going to be around $12,000 that is expected to be spent on that ring. And her logic is, it's the first investment you make into your marriage. Well, if you do what she says, I'll tell you one thing for sure that she did get right. You will end up on hard times and have to pawn that ring. But you know what sounds like an answer that would actually make sense? He should get a ring that he can afford. Now, I know what I'm saying may sound radical and new age, but give it a try. Because let's use this logic. If he's the type of guy who only buys things that he knows he can afford, that's a man who has a budget. That's a man who is responsible with his money. That's a man who is thinking about his financial future. Those are traits and characteristics that you should be looking for in a man. Not a guy who would spend money he doesn't have, and then because he spent that money he doesn't have, down the line in the future, you're in a position where now you got to pawn off your ring because of bad financial decisions.
Or your house, your car, because of bad financial decisions. I agree with this guy completely. I mean, if you're a millionaire and you're paying $10,000 for a ring, that's almost nothing, right? Like, you have to also consider that, guys.
By the time these young men start dating, we also have a problem where the young girls with the single mothers.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a fact. Mothers raise their daughters, but they love their sons.
That's right. Adore
And
them.
doing that, they ruin the man,
They
the
mess
young
them up.
boy.
What you say?
So the daughters, it becomes a battle between the mother because the mother just raises.
There you go.
I'm going to raise you long enough to get you out my house.
Yes.
Because now, there's an old saying, now, baby, you smell like me.
Oh, yeah.
So therefore, you going to start acting like me. So you going to go. But the son, she going to love her son. Why? Because I want you to be better than that thing that made you.
Yes. And I'm going to tell you another reason
And it
why.
makes him
He's
terrible.
the man of the household. At 3.
Yes.
At 5.
That's
at
right.
7.
He the
at
man of the
9.
house. Right.
He's the man of
his
the house.
nickname is Man.
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 If he the bomb, he's man.
Man. Peeing all over the place.
Yes. But he's
But he's a
running
man.
things,
Right.
you know. He's
Man
yeah.
got on Jordan.
There you go.
Right.
Man,
But the daughter
Shaw
hair
honey.
ain't done.
Yeah. That's man.
That's man.
The internet has a lot of you guys moving in the wrong direction. You spend your time online arguing with women, quoting statistics that are incorrect and have no context, when you can literally look up these statistics on Google. But instead, you want to argue and bash women online all day, every day with a bunch of other men who can't get women either, when you could be spending this time getting more education, learning how to be a better conversationalist, learning how to be not so socially awkward, finding a therapist to help you with your mommy and daddy issues. But instead, you want to spend your time arguing online when you can literally be living your best life.
Well, she said what she said, but this was probably one of those times where she shouldn't have clicked the share button and posted this video because they let her have it. How you post a video about the same thing you ranting about? You should have.
You're arguing about them ranting while you are ranting. So I don't understand. And you're talking about statistics. Yet again, you didn't mention any statistics. But also keep in mind, guys, yes, Google is there. Don't trust it though. Don't trust every statistic you see, because statistics can be also used to manipulate your thoughts and your ideas. So whenever you see someone who brings facts with statistics that they see on the screen, you always have to think twice before trusting that statistic, because you don't know based on what that statistic is true. You know, you can say like 3% of people in this country eat this type of food, but at the same time, what does it mean? That is the rest of them eating different food, or maybe they are still eating that food plus something else, you know? Like, you have to think about it way harder. Like, statistics are very important, but at the same time very deceiving.
Said people should do that, not just men. The internet also has data on weight loss and portion control, but you rather come on here and take shots at men for defending their image. Says the person who's wasting their time talking about others wasting their time. I see right through you. Some of us have ugly issues too. And yet, here you are. Hypocrite much?
There's no such thing as acting like your sign, like stars, trillions of light years away, have nothing to do with your shitty personality on Earth. So I'm going to tell women everywhere, stop following zodiacs. They're not real.
No.
Psychics aren't real. Rocks, your little geometric lavender rocks, that's not real.
It's another way to feel special without doing anything.
You know what makes women happy? Nothing. Nothing makes them happy, and that is why they have slowly taken over the NFL, because it annoys them that we can just sit there with like a pizza and a drink, like, that's not holding, and just be like, and enjoy ourselves.
So you're saying that because you're happy, that you think your wife and women in general want to take it?
They're jealous of it. They're jealous how simple.
No. The reason is why men are more simplistic in that way doesn't mean that they are happier because they are simplistic in that way, all right? The moment men start thinking a bit more deeper, the more sad they become and depressed. And it's easier for them to just ignore it and live the simplistic life and enjoy the happiness in front of them, which is the pizza and the TV or whatever. You know, we're all humans and we are all complex human beings, and we need and want and should actually want more. Doesn't matter if we're a man or a woman, we should want more. The only difference is that women really like to talk about it, expand on it, think about it every day. They don't like to ignore problems. They don't like to ignore arguments. Men usually tend to do that. You know, that's the difference. They keep it in, they ignore it, they move on, they just survive and live. You know, while women are like, okay, let's elaborate. Let's talk about it today. Let's talk about it tomorrow. Let's talk about it this evening. You know, that's the difference.
The male brain is that you can just sit there and be entertained and find true happiness. And it just.
I mean, hey, he isn't wrong. There are a lot of guys out there who will find peace and happiness as long as he has a place to stay, food in the refrigerator, and something to keep his mind stimulated and entertained.
Bugs them.
On the line this morning, Brooke went out with Nate, had a great first date. Unfortunately, she has not heard from him since, so we're going to see if we can help her out.
The date was fantastic until the end. He basically said, I had a great time. It's too bad that I'm not better looking.
Did she use the actual term, it's too bad you're not better looking, or are you just kind of paraphrasing?
No, that is verbatim what she told me to my face.
Wow. We have never heard anything like that before where someone said that to someone on the day. And she wants to go out with you again.
Honestly, I don't know. I want to be with someone who is attracted to me.
I get that, sure.
Well, who says that to someone? That's ridiculous. Why would you not think that would, like, hurt my feelings or get me upset? Like, that's insane.
Like I said, just, like, wasn't that big of a deal. I'm, like, a 10, and you're, like, just a really great guy, so I don't understand why you wouldn't want to go out with me again.
I don't know. Listen to the way you just said that. That's insane.
I mean, it's pretty obvious.
No, sweetie. No, sweetie. Don't be with a girl that puts you down like that. Never be with a girl. Even if she thinks she's 10, never be with a girl who tells you that she's 10, and never be with a girl who tells you that you are lower than that. All right? Like, these are like a good person, even if she thinks that you're maybe not a 10, she will never let you know. She will always tell you that you're perfect, you're the best man, and she loves you, and that's it. You know, she will never put you down. Women who put you down are trying to put themselves up, and these are bad people.
With yourself, Nate.
I mean, I'm aware of what I look like, but also I don't think you're aware of what you sound like, and that is just an awful person.
So I'm an awful person because I'm better better looking than you.
No, we're aware of like the difference of our attractiveness. It's how rude you're being. You're being unbelievably rude. I couldn't be with someone that's that rude.
Do you think that I'm this rude because I'm a 10?
No,
10 people are not rude.
someone that's not attractive, that they're not attracted to their face.
Oh my God, you're just being really sensitive. I mean, you just admitted that I'm a 10 and you're not, so I'm doing you a favor. I don't know why you're getting so defensive.
I'll tell you one thing, this man must feel relieved by the fact that this woman could not help herself but to show her true colors and reveal just how rude and self-absorbed she really is. And this guy's all right in my book because he didn't let her outer beauty blind him from recognizing and seeing who she really was. Because, let's be honest, there are some men out there, because they're so thirsty, they'll ignore huge red flags like this one that are waving right in their face. But
How can a woman be 10 if she's rude? Like, what are you basing your, like, are you basing your whole rating on how a person looks like? If that's the case, then there is no 10 because there is no perfection. And also there is something called time and aging. You know, then what happens after she starts aging and she starts losing those looks? All right, like, please, guys, don't be blinded by that.
the end, it's never really worth it. So guys, real quick, I wanted to finish up with something I did about a month ago, and I felt it was about time to do it again because you have just been showing so much appreciation towards me by sending me super thanks or sending me cash apps. And I don't want to make it seem like I'm not recognizing or not noticing that those of you who done it have been doing it. So wanted to take this time really quick just to give a big thank you to any and everybody. I appreciate you. $1, $5, 25, 100, whatever amount you sent. Thank you. So for everybody whose name I have up here on the screen right now, thank you once again. Appreciate you showing your support, sending in the super thanks and the cash apps. You didn't have to do that.
That's
you
so
can spend
sweet.
it anywhere you chose to show some appreciation towards me by sending me a little something, something. And also, real quick, let me shout out one of my subscribers who I actually met in person. He recognized me when I was at the Crunch Fitness at the gym working out the other day. Maurice, shout out to you. He was sitting there having a conversation with a young woman, actually talking about some stuff that he said he listened to on my channel. Appreciate you,
That's
man,
cool.
for just, watching me, from the time where I started the channel. He said he was watching me since I had 1,000 subs and it's been seeing me grow. Like, I appreciate you guys. Shout out to Maurice on that one, man. And thank you for the support. Anyway, guys, as always, let me know what you think down in the comment section below. Always appreciate hearing back from you, seeing what you guys have to say. If you've been enjoying the content for some time now, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button to continue watching more. And as always, until next time.
All right, so I misjudged this guy. Charles is the good guy. Like, when I say good guy, he's the guy that I actually agree with his points a lot of times. And I see that he goes from a different perspective. I was talking about that other guy, remember, like in the previous video that we watched, where he usually likes to be very judgmental, and it's like he's talking from his own experience, and that's not one thing you should do when you are making videos like this, because you have to keep thinking that not everybody went through the same experiences as you did in life, and you should not bring your own emotions when you are talking objectively about things like this, because it can influence your judgment and cloud it, and it can influence other people's thoughts and opinions as well.